Alrighty, so
Medium levels of
game
water found.
one
High
going really
levels of
weird.
carbon found.
So right now
A
game two,
geothermal vent. That will be useful.
indecision up one. Game two, what do you think?
Don't worry, we'll have
I'm
this
free
outpost up and running in
going,
no time.
going for. Oh
So
man.
glad that happened, but what is happening here? Oh, okay, he fixed it. He fixed it.
Okay, that was
I was
close.
real nervous he was going to have a totally wasted claim, but man, seeing those two high carbon tiles with a high aluminum tile with such great adjacency potential, I don't know how you don't found on top of that, especially in a 1v1 scenario.
Location has been identified.
All right, indecision actually going robotic. Interesting.
Yeah, and I think finding an okay spot for it. I'm a little bit concerned about his potential for aluminum, but there is another high aluminum on the map, again with good adjacency. It's just going to be a short trip away, but thankfully for him, it's just power he needs to worry about, not fuel as a robotic player. And so I think that we're actually going to have a game on our hands rather than just a nice little map win for Phreak.
Yep. All right, nice. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Like Phreak, like sure, Scavenger is actually upgraded. Is sure the way to go, but my problem right now is kinda that carbon is so far away, right? And that's that's a lot of fuel. Like sure, it's a short distance, but it's still fuel being used.
It is, and it's actually a lot of fuel, more than people might expect, because he is sending those trucks so rapidly. Because they're both high carbon tiles, both of them generating 3 carbon a second. So that's basically a truck getting sent every 7 to 8 seconds off of those tiles. And that is going to be a lot of fuel consumption. On the other hand, it can give him maybe a nice path to think about. He's like, okay, I'm going to be using a lot of fuel, getting a lot of debt based on fuel early. That'll jump the fuel price up, and then I can turn all of that into money with reactors. So it could still be a very nice play.
Yeah, for sure. And also, the thing is with Robotic right now, I think they're like kind of sitting duck with the, adjacent bonus that they got right now with the buildings and the mines. So, I don't know. I feel like right now power surges would definitely pay off no matter what at this point.
Yeah, power surges, I think, are going to play a huge role this game. We see Indecision actually taking the medium iron next to his high iron. Very reasonable, but it presents a fantastic target. A power surge on something like that medium iron will guarantee wipe out almost all of Indecision's production, and that's not really a spot you want to be in against a Scavenger.
Also, claiming that geothermal, interesting. Like, there's still 2 geothermals up. I don't know. I'd actually wait because maybe, something pops up that he actually needs to do. So,
I kind of like the geothermal, but mostly because it's right next to his base. We do have potential for something like superconductor, which I think is something that a player like Indecision would be very willing to go for if the situation calls for it. Could help him just maintain that one tile, the one tile for power, and get a little bit better tile efficiency going overall. So it's hard to
right
say,
now,
but it could be good.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Phreak actually right now going for that glass. So, and actually going through that. Oh, no.
Okay, he changed his mind about the carbon. I was a little concerned about it. Oh, he's still going for it. I don't know what's going on.
Solar panel.
Yeah,
Probably,
possibly.
He's getting that silicon, not using all of it. So, but yeah, pretty much this glass furnace actually is just standing still currently, and Phreak actually won an auction for pirates early on. So now he's pirating Indecision's
the aluminum, which is very very valuable. You can say aluminium, it's fine. We'll forgive you for being just a little wrong. It's okay.
European go.
But yeah, both players have actually made aluminum valuable this game by only taking a very little bit of it and rushing through upgrades and buildings as fast as they can. So that could be a very strong pirate.
Right now, Indecision, he might be behind in stock price, but he's, I don't know, definitely got the second geothermal. That's definitely a plus for him, and he's actually building that right now. And Phreak right now, 2 of his tiles aren't really doing much because his glass is kind of standing still. One tile is just claimed, not really doing anything. So,
wow, and actually choosing a reactor next to his aluminum rather than just stacking on a bit more aluminum. With the price at $50, I don't know if I can agree with that.
Yeah, I'd say the aluminum would be definitely more more valuable. But I think his thought process is right now, I need to get this, glass furnace working, so I better make a reactor. And actually winning the auction for another carbon tile.
That concerns me about maybe where Indecision is at this game, because I think Indecision could have pushed that a lot higher. The only reason I can think for Phreak choosing to claim this tiny carbon tile with like no adjacency, not even good adjacency if he wanted to put power down or something because it's surrounded by hills, is because he wants a carbon monopoly. Indecision, I think, could have pushed this auction far higher, and Phreak might have gone for it just to try and maintain that plan.
I think carbon scrubbing is a thing now.
Carbon scrubbing, I think, is definitely a thing now for Indecision. Obviously, he doesn't directly need the carbon income, and if he can push to something like carbon scrubbing, then Phreak's monopoly isn't going to mean too much without a hacker array.
And also, Phreak actually is freezing the aluminum production right now of Indecision. I mean, that's right now, 120 seconds of not getting aluminum. That, definitely hurts, especially at this price.
For sure.
And that's a lot of money right there.
It is a bit interesting, I think, to power surge buildings you are trying to pirate, but it might work out anyway. I mean, the pirates will hang around until he actually gets the income, but it's potentially slowing down both of their expansion rather than just Indecisions.
Actually, a lot of people don't know. Pirates, they actually only go away if they have
200 resources.
If they have, what is the word? I mean, it's like stolen 200 in resources. Like, I don't know. This is like a long-term investment at this point. Like, I don't see a problem with that at all.
Yeah,
like
the pirates will hang around. My only concern is just this idea of maybe it would have been more beneficial for Phreak to let the aluminum tile sit until he had gotten the full steel and then shut it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also a bit concerned about this mutiny on power. Geotherms always look nice and juicy for mutinies, right? It's just a single tile. It's producing so many resources, but power, I think when this went down, power was at about 25, and it's just dropping like a rock, especially with the dust storm coming in. So this mutiny really not getting anything done for Phreak and not hurting Indecision too bad either.
Black market prices in 1 versus 1 are actually higher than usual. So, if you want to calculate that, maybe I'm going to, get a break even. Maybe I'm going to make a little bit of money. Like, you never can, actually tell because the power price is always going up or down. So, that mutiny right there might have been a bad decision because he did pay 4,000 for that.
Yeah.
So,
and it's making him a good $8 a second out of his debt, even not even making money. So that's potentially a bit of a misstep there from Phreak.
But right now, Phreak actually going to get these pirates again. I'm actually going to be not surprised if he's going to place them at that aluminum stack again, because the aluminum price is actually still going up at 72 right now. And Phreak, I just saw an electronics building go down.
Really?
Is
electronics?
Is that correct?
Was that? Well, you would know better than I did. I missed it. I was taking a look at the black market very quickly.
Electronics, another electronics glass and reactor. Wow, that is, whew.
Yeah,
that's surprising.
That's risky, I think, especially with aluminum this expensive, silicon this expensive. He's got carbon, so that's really not so much of an issue. But if we're talking like a quarter of an aluminum and a quarter of a silicon away a second just to make a quarter of an electronic, that's a bit
by the way,
risky.
as we said, carbon scrubbing is a thing because Indecision, he's actually researching carbon scrubbing right now currently. So that's
not surprised.
Yeah, not surprised at all. If he gets this, he will be surely happy, actually save claims because he will not use any claims for carbon. So, carbon scrubbing always there's a plus for not, need to use claims for, to even produce carbon. So that's always a good thing.
Well, both players deciding that they're going to support the life support of each other. Phreak committing even harder into the electronics, going to drive down that price so Indecision doesn't have to pay so much. Indecision, on the other hand, committing into food, going to drive that price on down for Phreak. I do like the food play a lot better than the electronics play, though. Food produces twice as fast, and its price is super high.
I think Phreak right now, he's like, okay, Indecision, he didn't make any electronics. Like, yeah, he didn't make anything yet. So let's actually go make electronics and wait for the shortage. I think that is his thought process right now.
Yeah.
Stockpile electronics, wait for the shortage, and then just sell them.
And it is possible, but still only 0.75 electronics a second right now. I mean, I'm just concerned that these tiles might not be doing enough in the short term to carry him through the long term.
Making a third one also, so this is getting more interesting for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to really want to see a hacker array attached to this. I'm sorry, but like it is a market that he has locked down. It's difficult for Indecision to get into it since he doesn't have that carbon, even though he does have the carbon scrubbing by now. It's a nice idea overall, but I really want to see him force it to work rather than just hope the market works his way.
Damn, this is, wow. Action everywhere, like pretty much. Like what I really like to see right now out of Phreak is actually, making more farms, which he's doing. He's placing his second farm down there right now, and also, the aluminum price is still high. Actually, as I said that, Phreak actually sold 100 stack of aluminum
Big
as he wins the
stockpile.
auction. Yep.
Not really surprising to see the aluminum price come down fairly quickly after one player hits HQ level 5, as that's most of what you do with aluminum for the duration of the game, is go ahead and get that upgrading done.
That fuel shortage, that's
big
definitely
for
going
Phreak.
to Phreak's way.
Oh, for sure.
That is, like right now, I'm not seeing much purpose for this aluminum for Phreak, so pretty much get rid of it.
And it is
Put reactors
perfectly
on there.
positioned to get down great reactors on top of his other reactors he's got. So yeah, I agree with you. That's exactly what I'd love to see.
And also, Indecision still, oh wow, just getting EMP'd all day long. Like,
Well,
This
he
is
never hit
definitely,
HQ
like-
level 4 even. And I
No,
think that's
this
hurting
is-
him right now.
this is so bad. Phreak, again, he's running away with the game currently, yet again. But you also said that last game, and you saw what happened.
Saw what happened, Indecision pulling it back, but still, this game, it feels a lot worse to me. Phreak's hit level 5, even if his production wasn't necessarily maybe the best idea with every single little bit. He just has so much more than Indecision does. It doesn't really matter, especially because he can just keep Indecision's production locked down for almost indefinite periods of time with the black market.
Wow.
Oh, man.
But let's just talk about the map for a second. I actually don't like this map. I don't know what it is called, but always half of the map is missing. I
Oh,
just want
yeah.
to point that out.
For sure. These spires of desolation, not so fun to
no.
play on, can create a bit of a
No.
crowded scenario. Thankfully, I think both players getting fairly good founding positions, especially for a map on the actual size they were on, so it didn't hurt the game too much and may have actually helped keep fuel prices lower for an extended period of time because, yeah, they were shipping in a lot of resources, but at least it wasn't from across a huge distance.
By the way, fuel prices right now at 201, and I'm still not seeing through Phreak like scrapping his aluminum and placing reactors on there. I'm still not seeing that out of him.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed, to see this. Oh, he scrapped one. And he's placing down one reactor.
Yep. That's what we were talking about a couple minutes ago. Definitely a good thing to see out of him. Wow, Indecision actually going ahead and moving into ice condensers. Not a bad idea. He scrapped his own aluminum and is trying to do what he can to stay in this game. But Phreak, he's at 60%. And honestly, what I expect from here is that that's just going to keep climbing and that's going to finish up the game for him. Thinking machines, this could have been useful a good 2 days ago.
Wow, like, why? Thinking machine? Like, thinking machine right now, I think would be a better pattern for Indecision.
Oh, for sure, I think. He's got a lot of space next to his headquarters he can still put things down for. Phreak's going to be hitting him harder and harder and harder, just all the time. Could be a good pattern for him, but 16,000, yeesh. When your opponent's already knocking on the door to killing you, I don't know if you can afford 16,000 more debt.
Phreak there, 90% there, 94.
Yep, it's just rising so fast. That's 100.
100.
Phreak's got the button. There it is.
GG. Wow, what a game. Let's actually go into the resources real quick. Phreak actually making money on power, 24,000. Not that much, but he didn't buy a lot. So, and also, glass, electronics, aluminum, fuel, food. He's basically everywhere.
Yeah, just a nice, decent distribution for Phreak across the board for sure. Making a fair amount of money in a bunch of different places. We were nervous about those carbon tiles, but it turned out that Phreak just had so many more tiles than Indecision, he could afford to maybe waste one or two and not have to worry about it so much.
And also Indecision, also kind of everywhere, selling silicon, steel, aluminum, fuel, food, water, kind of. I feel like he shouldn't have went robotic because he was going more into life support than the robotic actually should. So
Maybe.
know.
My biggest concern about that game, honestly, was I liked the first Geotherm. It had a nice idea to it. It was pretty valuable because it was so close to his base. Gave him a nice superconductor potential, which we did see him go for that patent lab that game. And so it could have been very easy to move into superconductor, but instead what he does is take a second Geotherm. That opens up so many possibilities for his opponent and ended up doing almost nothing for him. It was just a wasted tile with power at good $3 to $10 for most of the game at that point.
Yeah. Damn. Well, currently standing 1-1 currently, so going into game 3, this should be fairly interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to see this move into a game 3. Both players, once again, that was kind of a lot of people's thought moving into this one. Not really sure how it was going to go. Both players showing some strengths and some weaknesses in their previous game in this tournament. And, well, it turns out they're fairly evenly matched.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to
Really
take
interesting.
one last peek at the black market. Indecision, we can see, not using a whole lot of the black market this game and very scared of the effects that were coming his way when he did. Only 1 new claim and 3 goons. Compare that to Phreak, who bought 9 black market actions, 2 new claims, 3 AMPs, 1 power surge, 2 dynamites, and a mutiny. Now, somebody was being the aggressor that game, and it wasn't Indecision.
Well,